cash flow grinding, popping in and winding. Her body got a mind of its own. She been getting over like a shotgun, bullet in the chamber. Baby girl is out of control. She going in like a scuba diver, hot like a forest fire, sexy like you wouldn't believe. She says she want me bad. I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad. It'll be my pleasure, girl, to sweat out your weave. La 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 la. Okay, this is what it feels like in the spotlight. La la, baby, bumping bodies all night in the spot. She's like a spaceship walking. Fellas, stop talking when my baby enters the room.
All right, we're back, guys. What you're looking at is the 200, right?
200, roughly. That's
Roughly.
right, estimated.
What is the dimensions of this tank?
It's 55 long by 48 wide, and the height is about 16 inches.
Okay, so this is what happens when you move into a house and you set up your tank first. You don't even set up your house. You see, you got tanks in the corner, back here, over there, everywhere. It's just tanks, tanks, tanks. Looks like my house on a good day. What you're looking at is some nice rocks. Tell me about these rocks.
Well, it's all hand-picked from way back in the day. These are all rocks that are about
12 years
probably 12 years old. Probably 12 years old. Some of these rocks you can't even get anymore. Actually, most of these rocks you can't even get anymore. These are old Haitian rocks with a mix of Tonga branch and just premium Fiji too. But for the most part, it's old Tonga and old Haitian rock.
Now, why can't we get this rock anymore?
Well, they've been over harvested. Pretty much, you can find them. You just have to find them in old tanks.
Like people who are breaking down tanks on Craigslist?
Pretty much.
That would be the case?
Yep. Pretty much. All this rock has been kept with me. Every time I moved, I had a storage bin, and whatever rocks that I didn't use for any sort of saltwater tank setup that I had in my current living space, I just threw into the storage, and I kept them just because I knew that they had a lot of potential.
So, is this the official plan for these rocks, or did you set this up? Is this the way this tank is going to officially look, or are you still messing with the rock structure?
Always tweaking. For the most part, this whole back area is all set up. And then I plan to incorporate what I have in the 37-gallon in here too. I don't know how, because the height of that rock actually goes about 18 inches high. So I might have to break down some of those pieces.
The peaks, right?
Yeah, the peaks. So we'll see how it turns out. But for the most part, you have some rubble that I have on the left side of the tank.
So this right here is just extra pieces that are lying around because you haven't figured out what to do with it yet, right?
That could possibly be the base for that piece in the 37-gallon.
Okay, so that's if you want to do some adjustments, and if you don't get some of that nice rock that I got in that garbage can sitting in the back of my house,
right,
waiting to be utilized. We actually have some rock in my garage that we are cycling right now, or in the process of cleaning off and cycling, so we can redo the aquascaping on the 30-gallon. But being the fact that we picked up this new 30-gallon today, I don't know.
We're in heavy debate whether to keep the semi
cube. I mean the semi moon.
Yeah, semi moon.
We got a semi cube, semi moon. Now, dude, I feel like we're gonna have Sailor Moon next. So I mean, Power Rangers and a couple other things. But I really enjoy this tank. One question I have is, how in the heck are you gonna light this massive monstrosity? And just to give you an idea of what this looks like, I'm gonna back up and give you guys a long view.
Well, more than likely, I think I'm sticking to metal halides and T5, so I'm looking at two ATI SunPowers that are angled in, and then two Lumenmax 250 watt radiums in the center for some of my higher light SPS Pros. I don't exactly know how I'm going to mount it yet. It looks like I'm going to have to drill in 2 brackets along the back side and probably use conduit to hang it over, but we'll see. That's yet to be figured out yet.
So are any of these rocks glued together?
No, I don't. It's hard to glue rock together, just in case I want to move something later on. I don't want the entire structure to fall. So these have been strategically placed so that they hold even through strong current, and I made sure of that, just so that you know, I can have the liberty of moving some things around later on, if I decide to.
So what are you going to be utilizing as a sump for this monstrosity of a tank?
Even though it's a big tank, the stand itself is a little low. So the space underneath is only about 28 inches, 27 inches or so. So right now I wanted to use a 40 breeder, but I think I might stick with a 30 breeder. I'm a little bit worried about it because the Bubble Magus NAC 9 needs to run at about 9.5 to 11 inches, and a 30 breeder runs 12 inches high. So in case of any backflow or overflow problem, I might have a little leak. So I might hook it up to a separate refugium where it's also detachable as well, if I decide not to use the refugium anymore. And basically the refugium is just going to be used to harvest rotifers, copepods, and stuff like that to feed the fish and corals, as well as act as the some biological filter. But for the most part, everything is going to be done mechanically as far as the filtration.
Now, did you get the stand with the tank, or did you build this stand?
No, this stand came with the tank. Basically, it was a tank and stand, and that's it. No sump, anything.
And you got this out of steel.
Out of steel. So much of a steel, I don't even want to tell you how much. But
Yeah. We'll keep that under wraps. Yeah, but guys, I can tell you that had JB had the opportunity of finding this tank, JB would have had to get a second house to house this tank, because I would have to have it. Although, just to let you guys know, I have a backyard, which is not mine, filled with tanks, and Tommy here got to go visit the Tank Galore site with me. What did you think about that?
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. You know, I like the idea of what you're planning to do with that area. You know, even some of the tanks that you had in there were amazing. I thought they would be great display tanks, but you're going to end up using them as frag tanks. Too bad, but I think they will make great display tanks. But it's really impressive what you plan to do in there.
I have about, I think, 9 or 10 tanks that I'm still debating what I'm going to do with them exactly, but you know what? One tank at a time, right? So this is going to be the sign out. Hopefully you guys are going to be enjoying this journey of building this tank. It's been here for quite a while, and hopefully we'll see how long it takes Tommy